Hi everyone, so welcome to my first video in the Polestar 4. It has finally arrived. It took a bit longer than I had expected, and that is primarily because Polestar cancelled my delivery the day before it was supposed to arrive. That was a very frustrating experience and something that I have heard of happening to other people. So basically what happened the day before the car was due to be delivered, I had an email from Polestar to say the delivery was cancelled as the car hadn't arrived at the depot in time. I think it was about 24 hours notice they gave, which really wasn't very much, and it was quite frustrating. The good thing is they did say that they would provide a hire car up to the value of, I think it was £90 per day, or arrange for a courtesy car to be delivered. So I wasn't left without a vehicle. It's just that with 24 hours notice, I had to then cancel the return of my Tesla, because I thought it would be better to keep the Tesla effectively. So it wasn't the best start to the experience of owning the car. Cancelling like that with 24 hours notice is very annoying, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen to very many people. But they then set up the delivery for 2 weeks later, which was great, and it arrived without any hassle. So I was worried it was going to get cancelled a second time, but super pleased it has arrived. So this video is just my initial thoughts on the car. I'll do a proper review later and then go through lots of the different features in some of the videos as time goes by. But initial impressions after having the car for 2 days are it's fantastic. Now everyone always says that when they've got a new car, so it's a little bit, you've got to take that with a pinch of salt. But the truth is there are so many things about this car that I think are just super cool and innovative and unusual that I haven't experienced in other cars before, including the Polestar 2 and the Tesla, and that I find really exciting. So I'm just going to talk a bit about a few of those. I've got a little list written down. So firstly, the car looks really, really nice. It's a really unusual looking car from the outside. I don't think it looks quite as nice as the Polestar 2, but it's striking, that's for sure. It's different and it's unusual. The interior though is superb. That is so much nicer than I think any other car I've had. The quality of a lot of the materials, like the door sides along here, this fabric's really interesting. The color strip that runs along the side, it's not so easy to tell during the day, but I'll include a few little clips here at night of the different colors. You've got this option in your menu to be able to change the themes based on the colors of the planets, and it really is nice. Having different atmospheres and different colors in the car I think is great. You can also change the brightness, which I think is really nice as well. It's not just set on one particular setting and brightness, but and then you've got it also runs around the top down here around the center console, so the theme of the lighting goes through the whole of the car. All of the interior is superb. You've got like this, the landscape style screen is very similar to the Tesla, so it's easy to use. The way you can customize the layout on the screen is great too. So you can have Google Maps on the right hand side, and then on the left you can have various different tiles, but you can slide it across and you can make the map go full screen if you want, which I think is really nice. And then you've got sort of different pages that you can move through and lots of things and features you can customize within the menus of the car. Behind the steering wheel you've got a driver's display, and then you've also got a head-up display, which I think is great. You can have the head-up display on or off. It's entirely up to the driver. And then the back looks great, no complaints there. There's no bump in the middle, which is really good. There's a screen for the passengers at the back so they can control that. Yeah, I mean the interior is just great. There's plenty of storage as well, because the middle section runs through with a big gap underneath to store lots of things. So yeah, that is fantastic. The next thing I've got on my list is ride, comfort and handling. This is such a nice car to drive. I test drove the Polestar 3 at Battersea before choosing this one, and that has the air suspension, which that felt so nice on the road. Perhaps not quite so engaging to drive, but very comfortable. The 4 is not as comfortable as the air suspension of the 3, but it is really engaging to drive, being a little bit more traditional. And because of the model I've got is the dual motor, we've got the option of changing under the drive page the suspension feel. So you've got standard, nimble and firm. At first I couldn't really tell the difference, but once you get used to the car, changing between them, you can tell the difference between those suspension settings. So the firm, you get this sense of like vibration through the road. You can feel the road, you can feel the surface very clearly. When you go into nimble mode, the surface of the road kind of disappears, almost a little bit like the air suspension feel of the 3. I'm guessing if you like to drive aggressively in a very sporty way, maybe the firm is really nice for going around corners or roundabouts with a slightly tighter feel to the suspension. But actually, so far, I'm enjoying the nimble the most because it takes out so much of the rough surface of the road. So that's fantastic. You've also got the option of choosing a performance mode or the range mode, which sort of changes the power delivery and the feeling of the throttle response. And I will say that this car is insanely aggressive when it comes to acceleration. I've only tried it twice on safe roads where there are no other cars, just that acceleration from 0 up to 40 or 50 miles an hour. And it's the sort of like, it's unbelievably sickening. Like I can feel it in my eyeballs. It's that aggressive. So yeah, if you get the all-wheel drive version, I don't see any reason why anybody would wish for more power than this. If anything, it is massive overkill. You don't need it. I can't imagine having to use that power in that aggressive sense, particularly regularly. So those are a couple of things on my list. Another thing that I love that I think I was very aware of in my version of the Tesla, which again is not the Tesla that's being released now, but the previous version, is that the air conditioning system is quite noisy in the Tesla. Like, it's quite aggressive. So you have to, even when you have it set on low, it's loud, and you have to go into the menu and turn it down to a low number, but then it's not sort of powerful enough and it can be irritating. But the Polestar sort of way of calibrating their air conditioning system is much nicer, it's much quieter. So even on when you have it set on the sort of standard mode, the auto, or you go into eco, you can only just about hear it. It's just there in the background, and I much prefer that. I don't like that sort of get into the car on a warm day and it just blasts you with full power to try and cool it down quickly. I get what it's trying to do, but it can be quite irritating. Actually, the Ioniq does the same thing. You get into the car on a warm day and it goes to absolute maximum power, which is I find just irritating. I prefer a slightly softer setup that's a little bit more comfortable. And then I've got on the list the things that are a little odd so far in the car. The buttons on the steering wheel, they're fine, like once you get used to them, but they're a little bit strange, and it took me a few minutes to figure it out. So you can turn on your auto driving kind of lane keeping mode by pressing the button once. Pressing it twice puts it into the sort of the cruise control mode, where it's going to be following the car in front. But getting used to the buttons, they're a little bit weird, but I think they're fine once you get used to it. It's just that they don't feel quite as good as some of the buttons on other cars. And then this rear view mirror, it's a camera that looks out the back of the car and displays it on a screen for you. You have an option of flicking this switch, which will allow you to see the passengers in the back. So if you've got children or you need to have a look at something behind you, just flick that switch underneath. Works really well. I have no issues with the camera, but the first time I drove the car, I found it really strange. When you look up, you have to refocus your eyes. It's a bit like looking at your driver display. Most of us are used to looking into a mirror, which means we're focused further away. We're not having to refocus when we look at that mirror. The first couple of times I looked at it and my eyes took a bit of time to refocus. But having driven it for 2 days now, when I look up, my brain seems to have taught my eyes to just focus immediately on that. So it's fine. I think once you get used to it, it's no big deal. The nice thing though on the car is the cameras for reversing and moving the car are so good. When you go into the camera display mode, it will show you absolutely everything that you need for reversing, for turning, for indicating. That I find myself, so definitely for reversing, not looking up at this mirror at all, because the distance perception is a little strange. When you're driving, it's fine, but when you're reversing, it looks like you're about to hit something, even though the object's actually quite far away. But the cameras on the main display give you all of the information that you would ever possibly require. So yeah, that's my initial view on the car. It is so nice to drive. The sound system as well is very, very good. This one's got the Harman Kardon. I really like it. It isn't as good as the premium option available on the Polestar 3, but it's not far away. Like, I'd say this is easily as good as the Tesla sound system, maybe slightly better. There's a couple of customizations that are really nice to be able to give it a driver focus mode, and also sort of like a surround sound kind of emulation, which gives it a little bit of spaciousness. I really like that. So yeah, great first impressions. I've only done a couple of 100 miles, but over the next few months I'll definitely do more videos, and a more comprehensive review with lots of content about the features and that you can control and change in the car. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with another one soon. Thank you.